organisation in check.
Next speaker is Deputy Tommy Broughan.
Thanks, Lescan Corla. I welcome the opportunities to comment briefly on the Garda Inspectorate report. Some of the matters which have come to light, of course, in recent days are scarcely believable and point, unfortunately, to potentially serious defects in the administration of justice in the state. And I hope that the new Commission of Investigation will cast a light on the performance of all the Ministers of Justice over the past 3 decades or so in relation to the matters being investigated. Unfortunately, today, as you know, Lescan Corla, the others, that group in the Dáil, didn't get an opportunity, that fourth group didn't get an opportunity to comment on the recent matters. But certainly the shocking reports given to the Dáil today by Taoiseach Kenny and Minister Shatter, they unfortunately again raise huge question marks, I think, over the future in office of Minister Shatter and indeed of the Attorney General. Minister Shatter, I think, has failed to deal adequately and swiftly with the issues brought to his attention by Garda whistleblowers, and now it's seen that he was not kept abreast or didn't keep himself abreast of issues notified to the Department in relation to the recording of incoming and outgoing calls to Garda stations. I've always been a strong supporter of an independent Garda authority, Lescan Corla. Indeed, I think it was the policy of my former party, the Labour Party, for a number of decades. And I remember a paper, very fine paper, prepared by Minister Howland in this regard, which I would hope would form the nucleus of the new independent Garda authority. However, I want to welcome the report of the Garda Inspectorate and Bob Olson. It's very significant, and I've studied it carefully, like other deputies. As the Minister knows, for the past 4 or 5 years, I've been raising issues about the enforcement of road traffic laws and fixed charge notices. Once again, I want to publicly and strongly salute the courage and determination of Sergeant Maurice McCabe and Garda John Wilson and commend them for their service to the Irish nation. The Garda Inspectorate Board vindicates both men and the information they presented about anomalies in the penalty points system. I also welcome the Minister's correction of the record of the House this afternoon, which is something he should have done much earlier. And I again warmly commend the work of my Dáil colleagues, Deputies Mick Wallace and Claire Daly in this area. I believe that welcome the Garda Inspector's recommendation, including the establishment of the Criminal Justice Working Group, the updating of the fixed charge manual, the need to improve the new notepad tracking system, and the need to look at the issue of penalty points offences committed in company cars or hired cars. I'd like to also raise one closely connected issue. Here we're dealing, if you like, with the 5% or so of penalty points notices that were removed as shown by the Garda Inspector's report. And the other side of the coin, of course, as the Minister well knows, is the points that failed to be imposed in the court system itself, and the failure of the court system and the judiciary and the flagrant disregard of the judiciary for laws that were passed in this House. A recent judgment of Mr Justice Gerard Hogan in the High Court has confirmed that Section 55 of the Road Traffic Act 2010 precludes district court judges from allowing offenders to make donations to the court poor box and thereby avoid incurring penalty points for some road traffic offences. Yet the practice remains, and there's even been an incident of a well-known business person very recently involved in a charity who avoided conviction by paying €250 to the court poor box. Section 55 clearly states, and I quote Lescan Corla, Section 1.1 of the Probation Offenders Act of 1907 does not apply to a penalty point offence within the meaning of Section 1.1 of the Act of 2002. Now, the Minister informed me, of course, in replies to PQs that 1,255 defendants in 2012 and 1,754 defendants in 2013 avoided penalty points convictions in court by making donations to the poor box. So there's an appalling lacuna there, Minister, and you have stated your intention to reform the law relating to the use of the court poor box with the Criminal Justice Community Sanctions Bill. However, in the meantime, I would urge you to ensure there's full and proper enforcement of Section 55, which was enacted by a commencement order signed by Minister Varadkar on 1st of June 2011. This is particularly pertinent because of Hogan's judgment in the case of Kennedy versus Gibbons 2014 IEHC 67. Significantly, Minister, Judge Hogan ruled in that case that the cumulative effect of Section 55 and other provisions of the Road Traffic Act on penalty points offences were such as, and I quote, to override the district court's power at common law to accept a donation to the poor box in lieu of proceeding to a formal conviction in the case of road traffic offences which attract the application of penalty points on a mandatory basis. Judge Hogan's judgment categorically places central importance on Section 55 of the 2010 Act So I'd strongly urge this Minister and his colleague Minister Bradker to consult with Garda Síochána and the Court Service, including by ensuring that a specific direction is sent to the President of the District Court so that all parties are aware of the judgment and its implications, and thereby ensuring that persons charged with road traffic offences tracking penalty points cannot avoid conviction by making donations to the court poor box. This issue is just one strand of the overall fixed charge system, but significant and has been largely ignored. So I think the Minister has an opportunity here to remove that huge anomaly on that side of the penalty points situation. So finally, I note that he has prepared a detailed action plan on the Inspectorate report. I look forward to the implementation of that report. Thanks. That's